On the 17th of July, Stardom ran Kurikan Hall for the first time in 4 months, with Stardom Explode in Summer. Enjoy the review. But before we get into the review, shout out again to my thumbnail designer, Ptsan, links in the description and on the screen to support him. The opening contest took place between Hina and Rina. Rina wants revenge. Yes sir. Hina can't afford to lose. Yuri Kozakai, who is the ring announcer, was looking lovely, by the way. On to the match. Test of strength to begin. Hina wins. They exchange a few moves with, again, Hina winning. Dropkick in the corner, however, by Rina. Rina then takes control for a bit before Hina comes back with a nice bit of aggression. A scoop slam by Rina, but Hina back with some judo throws for a 2 count. Slugfest. Eventually, Hina gets put in the Hydragena and taps out. I thought it was a solid little match and better than their one at Shinkaba, then that was their last one. Very mild recommendation. This was decent stuff. Rina is getting quite good and she's only, 13 years old? So, really good for her. Match 2 saw Oedo Tai in Natsu Sumire and Saki Kashima, whose hair is looking stunning, but Natsu Sumire. They have nothing to say. They face Utami with new red highlights and Riho. Utami is being very nice to Riho and really wants her to join Queen's Quest. Riho feels Natsu Sumire is really nice to her, so she might team up with her. Utami tells Riho to forget Natsu. At the start of the match, Oedo Tai attack on Utami's entrance call. Utami comes back with a double clothesline, and the actual match starts with Saki and Riho. It's a nice fast start, but then Sumire comes in and she wants to do the crotch attack on to Riho. She misses, however. Oedo Tai dominate for a bit before Riho makes a comeback with a 619 on Saki. Top rope crossbody for a 2 count, and Saki gets kicked into Sumire before regaining control with Sumire's help. Tiger suplex and a top rope stomp, but it only gets a 2 count. Tiger facebuster then follows it, but again only a 2 count. Ryo does make a comeback, hitting a stomp, but Sumire comes in and starts carrying Riho around like a baby. She puts Riho in the corner and gets ready to do the crotch attack. She's desperate to hit it on Riho. Utami, however, stops her with a judo throw. Utami finally comes into the match legally and she cleans house. Sumire, however, does fight out of a German and uses her whip on Utami, face washes on Utami, and Sumire with the fisherman suplex for a 2 count. Utami, however, does regain control with a middle rope missile dropkick. Deadlift German connects, but Saki breaks the pin. A roll up by Sumire nearly steals it as a great near fall. Riho then takes out Saki and Utami hits a sweet torture rack bomb for the win. After the match, Riho won't commit to Queen's Quest or do the Queen's Quest sign. Overall, it was a decent enough match. Utami did her job well even if she was only in the end of it. But I'm still not enjoying Riho in Stardom. She just seems out of place in Stardom. Natsu Sumire is, Natsu Sumire, and Saki Kashima was okay. Recommendation mainly just for the final few minutes of the match. Match 3 saw Jungle Kyona and Deathyamasan team to face Donna Del Mondo's Syuri and Himeka. Jungle wants to see what kind of power Himeka has, while Himeka says she will show her strength, technique, and her teamwork with Syuri. Death and Himeka start the match. We get the usual stuff from Deathyamasan. Kyona helps Death take control, and they both hit splashes. Himeka comes back with a shoulder block, and Donna Del Mondo take control of the match from here. Syuri's kicks are insane, and Himeka has a nice body slam on her. Himeka does the dwarf sort of joke where she puts the hand on the head of Death, while Death just flails with punches and misses them all. Death, however, comes back with a throat thrust and tags in Jungle Kyona. Stinger splash, drop kick, and a clothesline from Jungle. Donna Demondo tried to hit a suplex, but Jungle Kyona reverses it and hits a double suplex of her own. Great power from Jungle Kyona. We then get a little bit of Himeka versus Jungle Kyona, and Himeka wins the first power battle. However, Kyona does come back with a beauty of a clothesline. Syuri now in with her lethal kicks, but Jungle hits a forearm shot and tags in Deathyamasan. A senton from Death only gets a 2 count. Chaos ensues from here. Himeka with the double torture rack on Death and Jungle. My goodness gracious me, Himeka is amazing. A knee to Deathyamasan, but only gets a 2 count. A couple of roll-ups nearly steals it, but Himeka breaks it up. A nasty skull kick from Syuri, but the pin is barely broken by Jungle Kyona. So Syuri hits a gutbuster and another kick for the 3 count. I thought this was a good match. Donna Del Mondo worked really well together, and Kyona was also really good. The Death character still needs to go, however. Recommended. Match 4 was Momo Watanabe and Azumi versus Mayu Iwatani and Starlight Kid. Momo wants to beat Mayu so she can challenge for the red belt. Kid is excited for the preview of the high speed battle as she's got a title match against Azumi and Riho coming up. Mayu says Stardom again instead of Stars. Typical Mayu. Momo and Mayu begin the match, and as they wrestle, a lot of feathers fly from Mayu's tail that she has. Kito and Azumi in now, and yep, just as good as ever. Just insane speed and so much fun to watch. I could watch them for hours wrestle. Mayu and Kid use some nice double teams to take control, and Kid with a jumping double stomp. Nice. Momo and Azumi's turn now to team on Kito. Momo dominates Kito, and then so does Azumi. Kito does however come back with a tilt-a-whirl DDT on Momo and tags in Mayu. Mayu with her usual offense, but Momo comes back with a drop kick, and there go more feathers. Momo hits the Peach Sunrise, but Mayu hits a German after no-selling it, and again Momo no-sells that. Not a huge fan of the double no-sell there. Crucifix bomb, but Mayu can't capitalize. Azumi and Kito back in, yes. But Mayu and Momo then quickly come in, and Mayu with a double arm drag. Double 619, well, Kito hits a 619, but Mayu just, yeah, it was not a good 619. She hushes the laughing audience as not to notice Kito. Double standing moonsaults? Stunning. More goodness between Kito and Azumi, with Kito hitting a perfect front drop kick. Arm drag however from the top rope by Azumi, and a Meteora by Momo. Azumi then hits a kick, but it only gets a 2 count. Armbar, but Kito gets the ropes instantaneously. And then we get more excellent back and forth between these two. Again, I could watch these forever. Nasty double stomp from the top rope by Azumi, but it only gets a near fall. Armbar again locks in, but Mayu breaks it with a strong kick to the back of Azumi. Catching kick on Azumi by Mayu, whose partner Starlight Kid then hits a fisherman suplex for a close near fall. Kito goes on Mayu's shoulders on the top rope. Bad choice. Yep, as expected, they fall to the ground. Nasty. Slugfest between Azumi and Kito, and then a fisherman's neck broker by Kito, and a second rope moonsault. It nearly gets the win, but Momo breaks the pin. But Starlight Kid does hit the Kishan bomb for the 3 count. Yes. Really good match here. Kito and Azumi stole the match, and everything they did together was magic. Their chemistry is off the charts, but I'm still not sold on Mayu and Momo. Highly recommended, especially because Kito won. Next up was match 5 for the vacant Future of Stardom Championship, as Saya Iida faces Micah and Saya Kamatani in a 3-way match. Micah says it is Gorilla, Saya Iida, versus Chimp, Saya Kamatani, versus Human, which is herself. She says the Human will win. Human supremacist. Saya Kamatani just says that she'll win, okay? Iida says that both Micah and Kamatani are annoying. A bit of note about the entrances, Micah's theme song is actually quite good, and so is Saya Kamatani's. I kind of like it as well. She is a terrific dancer as well, as the dancing from Saya Kamatani's entrance returns. She's really cool. This will be a Tomoa Sen battle, probably saying it wrong, but whatever. Two compete in a singles match while the third waits on the outside, and the winner faces the third wrestler. You must win 2 matches to be the winner. Quite unique rules. We start off with Saya Kamitani versus Syeda. Decent stuff to start, and they trade nice drop kicks. Muta lock, but Ida gets the ropes. Ida escapes a slam and hits drop kicks, but can only get a 2 count. Kamitani comes back with a big body slam. Ida then drop kicks Kamitani off the top rope. They follow that up by trading nice drop kicks before doing a double one, leading to a double down. They get back up and the slugfest ensues. Kamitani wins that and hits a cartwheel kick and a missile drop kick for a 2 count. But she hits the shooting star press, the standing running one, for a 3 count. I thought they had a good little match. Micah versus Saya Kamitani is next. They start with strong pushes before trading shots. Micah is very strong. Face wash kick by Micah, and Micah locks in an armbar, but Saya gets the ropes and comes back with a drop kick. Single leg Boston, but Micah gets the ropes this time. Micah locks in an armbar in the middle of the ring, and Saya Kamitani has to tap out. Which means we now get Micah versus Syeda now. If Micah wins, she wins the title. Ida starts with a shoulder tackle and hits Micah while she is down. Drop kicks and a slam for a 2 count. Judo throws in an STO by Micah, but again only a 2 count. Ida with a roll up and she wins. So now it is Ida versus Kamitani. If Ida wins, she wins the title. Ida with probably 1,000 drop kicks maybe? Chops and the gorilla beat of the chest. Always lovely to see. Drop kick from behind from Kamitani and a roll up, and Kamitani wins. So now Saya Kamitani has a chance to win the title if she can beat Micah. Kamitani hits the Io Shirai drop kick, but Micah does take control from here. Cartwheel kick by Kamitani to come back, and a nice sell by Micah off a missile drop kick. The shooting star press, which won Kamitani the match against Ida, misses, but Kamitani hits a nice kick. She goes for the shooting star press again, but Micah hits a rock bottom for a 2.9. So Micah hits the STO for the 3. Micah has a chance to win the title if she can beat Syeda. Quick armbar to start off from Micah, but Ida gets the ropes. Ida comes back in it, but Micah wins a battle of strength between the two. Ida does hit a Northern Light suplex, but again only a 2 count. Micah wins the match with a rear naked choke, or something like that. I'm not quite sure what it was. Overall, this was a lot of fun. All worked well together, and this was really to showcase Micah, and it did a great job of that. I recommend this match. Go check it out. The semi-final was, well, the semi-finals of the White Belt tournament, as Konami takes on Julia. Konami says she is ready. Julia says Konami is a tough opponent, but she will win. Standard stuff. Julia has new gear and an entrance robe, and it is sick. She also has hair extensions and she looks outstanding. I love Julia. Slow, tensive start, but good stuff. Excellent but long bout of chain wrestling to begin, and it ends in a stalemate. More back and forth with Konami slightly getting the advantage. Konami then hits a nasty kick and a sliding kick to really take control. Nice neck breaker by Konami, and then a head scissors hold and attack, as she slams Julia into the mat multiple times. Julia does however make the ropes. Julia powders on the outside, so Konami with a nice running kick from the apron. More kicks on the outside, with Julia up against the railing. Julia does Irish whip Konami into the other side, and a big boot to take her over the guardrail to take control of the match. Neck breaker on the outside by Julia, and we head back in the ring. Julia with a missile drop kick, and then a big boot in the corner followed by a DDT for a 2 count. STF locked in, but Konami gets the ropes. Konami back with a fast Northern Light suplex, and a flurry of kicks in the ropes, followed by another suplex for a 2 count. They reverse submissions, but end up hit with a slugfest. Lovely German suplex by Julia and Konami as they trade moves. Double kick and a double down. Konami with a nice uppercut as they trade strikes again. Julia locks in the Stealth Viper, but Konami gets the ropes. Julia then hits a nice slam for a 2 and then a back suplex. She goes for the Glorious Driver, but it is reversed into a head kick. Konami then locks in a chin lock and Julia's fading, but she starts getting back up, so Konami hits a chin lock German suplex. She then hits a Celtic cross and a sweet ass kick, 2 count, but the Lancer is locked in. But again, Julia gets the ropes. Then Julia nearly steals it with a roll up and hits a stiff big boot, and she goes for the glorious driver. It connects, but Konami barely kicks out. Falcon Arrow, and you think it's all over, but no, it only gets a 2.9. So Julia hits 2 glorious drivers in a row and wins the match. Yes, amazing match. These two worked excellently together, and it could have gone either way at any point. They had nice submission transitions and great back and forth action. The best match since Stardom's return. Definitely a must watch, and I'm so happy Julia won. I'm rooting for her in the final. The main event was the other semi-final in the white belt tournament as Tam Nakano takes on Natsuko Tora. Tora has nothing to say. Tam calls Tora crazy and obsessed. She is doing this for Arisa. Oedo have a new theme song, and technically it's fine, but for the aura of Oedo it is absolute dog shit. It does not suit them at all. Tora attacks Tam before the match with a chair, and Saki attacks Kito. Okay, screw you, Saki. Do not touch Kito. Tam's selling as she gets whipped into the barricade is absolutely great. Tora with another chair shot, and a really brutal one at that. Brutal stuff here. Tora then chokes Tam with the chain over the ropes, much like she did to Konami, but this time, Tam actually sells it. See, Konami? Not that hard. Face wash kick by Natsuko Tora. Tora continues to dominate as Tam tries to fight back with weakened forearms. Tam does hit a matrix pin and a kick. She misses a corner attack however, and Oedo pull the ring buckle off, so Tora hits Tam with it. We then enter a slugfest, and Tam wins with a perfect kick, now I do mean perfect, to the top of Tora's head. Top rope splash onto the outside, running knee in the ropes by Tam, and then a nice series of kick follows by Tam, and a German suplex, but it only gets a 2 count. She goes to the top rope and hits Arisa's top rope kick, and then hits the violet shoot, but it only gets a 2 count. The ref then gets taken out, and a chain clothesline by Tora. Then Tora hits a slam. The ref comes back into it, but it only gets a 2 count. Splash and a top rope leg drop by Natsuko Tora, but again only a near fall. Tam then hits a really awkward slam. Tora goes for the chain clothesline again, but it misses and Tam rolls her up for the win. Tora hits the ref and chokes Tam after the bell, and then Stars and Oedo continue fighting. Oedo beats up Tam some more, but they eventually leave. Kito has to hold up Tam for her promo, and she has her new shirt on, and I really want that shirt, but Stardom don't have an international store, and it is very hard to get stuff from their store because you have to sign up and stupid stuff like that. I'm hoping they have an international store soon. We're expecting an announcement soon, but it's looking more and more unlikely, unfortunately. Post-match, Tam calls out Julia. They do a kawaii pose in the ring together. Okay. She says I definitely about 100 times to emphasise the point that she will not give Julia the white belt. Tam shows some really nice fire in her promo. She says she will take Julia's cool face and make it the messiest face in the universe. Julia grabs the white belt and puts it in the middle of the ring. She calls Tam greedy. Tam is very emotional when she closes the show, as she's talking about Arisa and saying this is all for Arisa. Amazing post-match stuff from both, especially Tam. Overall, the match itself was very good, but the finish felt a tad underwhelming. I still highly recommend watching the match, but it was not as good as Julia vs Konami. That was on another level. But Tam vs Julia is going to be a classic. I'm looking forward to it. Overall, I thought it was a really good show. 1 must-watch match in Julia vs Konami, 2 highly recommended in Tam and Tora and the Mayu Kid tag, and the 3-way was good as well as the Donna Del Mondo vs TCS tag. The opening 2 matches weren't good, but they were solid enough not to be skipped. Double thumbs up here. MVP of the night goes to all members of Donna Del Mondo. It was their night and everyone shined. Special mention however to Tam Nakano, who had a great performance and a great promo after the match. Match of the night obviously goes to Julia and Konami. Definitely go watch that, it was something special. Thanks for watching The Decent Wrestling Show, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.